You busy? What are you doing?
I'm just looking through the extensive literature on Otago. This one's about exercise instructors delivering the Otago programme.
So there's been lots of other research. It's not since the original stuff.
Yeah,
So
and to be honest, there's stuff coming out almost every week in a variety of different ways, and some show it works, some show it doesn't. It's the usual.
Have they got one with 30 people in the group?
No, because no researchers do that because they know it's not going to work.
Oh, okay.
Well, think about it, you can't individualise with that many people in front of you.
So we just bust another myth?
Quite possibly. I mean, you might as well just go to a generic, gentle exercise class for older people. You're not going to. We know that for balance training to improve falls, you need to individualise for each person to have a challenge to their specific balance. So as soon as you've got 30 people in the room, there is no way you can keep an eye on somebody over there and somebody over there and somebody over there.
Or even 20.
Or even 20.
So just because we say group,
we mean small group.
We mean small groups, and that should mean like individuals in the same room.
And if you can have 30 people in a room, they are obviously active enough for you not to be concerned about their balance, in which case Otago is not going to challenge them enough.
Yeah, they don't need you. So, in the community, in the groups then, to call it Otago, it still needs to have all those features. So I still need to understand, are they suitable to be there? And
it's a shame Otago doesn't have a thing like Champagne or where you've actually got a trademark for something that says it has to maintain the quality and the fidelity of the original product.
Has to keep the bubbles, same bubbles.
Exactly. All that's happening is the world and its dog are calling everything based on Otago because it's a buzzword. But actually, the original Otago programme was highly challenging, and that was relative to each individual. So for some people, highly challenging is hanging on and standing up, and for other people it's backward walking. But as soon as backward walking is no longer highly challenging, Otago isn't suitable for that person.
No,
they have to move on.
Move on.
Yeah.
There's life after Otago.
And I keep going on. So if you go into a group that's got 30 people in it, those cannot be the right people for Otago.
Especially if they're sat down.
Well, yes. There are actually 2 exercises in Otago that are seated.
Front knee.
Yeah. And one where
seated calf stretch.
No, because that's not in Otago. That's a flexibility that we've added.
Yeah, we added that.
Yeah. No, the other one is you start from sitting, which is a sit to stand.
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't spend the whole time sitting. It's a sit to stand exercise. You just happen to start seated. But the other one is quite rightly a front knee strengthener.
Busting another myth.
Really, as soon as something's seated, it's no longer Otago. You shouldn't call it that.
Otago isn't chair-based exercise.
No, not at all.
And chair-based exercise.
And as soon as you turn it into one, we have no idea of the effect. And we know that in many systematic reviews now, chair-based exercise does not reduce falls. So if you're calling it a seated Otago-based programme to prevent falls, it's mis-selling.
If it was Champagne, someone would have something to say about it.
Absolutely. But for some reason, everyone's allowed to do what they like with exercise. They just rename this, grab that, grab that. And it's not. Exercise for clinical populations needs to be treated the same as a drug. It needs to have a copyright, a patent. It needs to have efficacy, fidelity, dose.
It needs to come in a box.
I don't know what's going on nowadays. Everyone just thinks strength and balance is brilliant. Everyone just names everything Otago. And it's not.
I think I touched a nerve.
Yes, sorry. I'm getting rather fed up with people hanging out to dry, whatever they feel like calling something, and it's not their programme, it's not the original programme.
And not anyone can lead it.
No.
Okay.
What we also see, and this is coming more and more out with the papers that are coming out now, effectiveness reduces if you haven't got a physiotherapy or a exercise background, or you've had extensive training on how to deliver and progress. So it worked with district nurses, but they had a lot of training. It works, but as soon as you dumb it down and it becomes a really short thing without background knowledge, then people will not get progressed. It will no longer be anywhere near as effective.
I feel quite sad.
And as for the fact that half the places now deliver it without any attachment to therapy, so there's no recourse if there's a problem, the person's not progressing. if they actually need a full or falls check-up, because people self-refer into all these leisure-based settings. It is quite depressing, yes. But because it doesn't have a patent, it can't chase and say to people, what are you doing with my name? Why are you using it in vain? So I'm feeling quite protective of our good old Otago. I'm feeling it needs some protection.
Okay. Myth busting.